Listen, I'm about to show you something that'll completely change how you think about making money in the markets. A regular guy walks into trading with just $1,000. 5 years later, he's sitting on millions. Sounds impossible. It's not. It's mathematics, and it's happening right now while you're watching this. The secret isn't some fancy algorithm or insider information. It's something far more powerful that's been hiding in plain sight for centuries. Einstein supposedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. Warren Buffett built his entire fortune on it, and the best part. It works the exact same way whether you're starting with $1,000 or $1 million. Here's what most people get wrong about trading. They think success means hitting one massive home run, finding that one stock that goes up 10,000% overnight. They're hunting for the next Bitcoin at 1 cent or the next Amazon before anyone's heard of it. But that's not how real wealth gets built in the markets. Real wealth comes from something much more reliable, much more predictable, and honestly, much more boring. It comes from compounding. Think about it like planting a tree. You don't plant a seed today and wake up tomorrow with a giant oak in your backyard. That seed grows slowly at first. Maybe you can barely see the difference week to week. But here's the magic. That little sapling isn't just growing up. It's developing roots, strengthening its trunk, spreading branches. Each new branch can grow more branches. Each new leaf helps create more leaves. Before you know it, you've got this massive tree that seemed to explode out of nowhere. But it didn't explode, it compounded. Let's talk real numbers because this is where it gets interesting. Imagine you start with $1,000 and you manage to make just 2% profit per month. That's it, 2%. That's not asking you to be some trading genius. You're not trying to double your money every week. You're just consistently, boringly, reliably making 2% each month. After 1 month, you've got $1,020, nothing to write home about. After 6 months, you're at about $1,126, still pretty underwhelming. Your friends who bought lottery tickets probably think you're wasting your time, but here's where the magic starts happening. After 1 year, you've got $1,268. After 2 years, you've got about $1,600. Still seems slow, right? But watch what happens when you keep going. After 3 years, that $1,000 has turned into over $2,000. After 4 years, you're pushing $3,000. And after 5 years, that boring 2% per month has turned your $1,000 into over $4,000. You've quadrupled your money without taking crazy risks or making wild bets. Now here's where your mind should start bending. What if you kept going? After 10 years of that same 2% monthly return, your $1,000 has become over $18,000. After 15 years, you're looking at over $78,000. And after 20 years, that single $1,000 bill has multiplied into over $340,000. But we're not done yet because this is where compounding really shows its teeth. Let's say you didn't just start with $1,000 and walk away. Let's say you added just $200 every single month to your account, just $200. That's less than most people spend on coffee and eating out. With that same 2% monthly return and adding $200 each month, after 5 years you're sitting on over $20,000. After 10 years, you've got over $90,000. After 20 years, you're looking at over $600,000. This is how regular people with regular jobs actually build wealth in the markets. They're not day trading penny stocks. They're not gambling on cryptocurrency tweets. They're letting mathematics do the heavy lifting. Real traders who understand this principle think completely differently than gamblers. A gambler sees $1,000 and thinks about how to turn it into $10,000 by Friday. A trader who understands compounding sees $1,000 and thinks about what it could become over the next decade. They're playing an entirely different game. There's a famous story about a trader who started with $5,000 in his 20s. He wasn't particularly brilliant. He didn't have any special connections. He just understood one simple rule: protect your capital and let it compound. He aimed for consistent returns, nothing flashy. Some months he made 5%, some months he made 1%. Some months he broke even or lost a little, but over time, his average worked out to about 18% per year. By the time he hit 50, he had over $4 million. From 5,000 to 4 million over 30 years. That's the power of staying in the game and letting compounding work. The thing is, compounding doesn't just work on money. It works on knowledge too. Every trade you make teaches you something. Every mistake shows you what not to do next time. Every success reinforces what works. In your first year of trading, you might know 100 useful things. By year 2, those 100 things help you learn 200 more. By year 5, you've got this massive knowledge base that keeps growing faster and faster. The trader you become after 5 years of consistent learning isn't 5 times better than the trader you were starting out. They're exponentially better. But here's the brutal truth that most people can't handle. Compounding requires patience. It requires discipline. It requires you to do the boring thing over and over even when it feels like nothing's happening. That's why most people fail at trading, not because they're stupid. Not because they don't have enough money, but because they can't stand watching their account grow slowly while their buddy is bragging about some stock that doubled overnight. They don't see that their buddy also lost half his account 3 times this year. They don't see the steady upward curve of their own account because they're too busy chasing excitement. Compounding is like watching paint dry until suddenly you realize you're standing in front of a masterpiece. The biggest enemy of compounding is interruption. Every time you pull money out unnecessarily, every time you blow up your account chasing a hot tip, every time you abandon your strategy because you got bored, you're hitting the reset button. You're cutting down that tree right when it was about to really take off. Think about someone who saves and invests consistently for 10 years, building up a solid account. Then they panic during a market dip and pull everything out. They've just wasted a decade of compounding. Or someone who's been growing their account nicely, then decides to bet it all on some meme stock because they're impatient. One bad decision can erase years of good ones. The traders who actually make it to millions aren't the ones with the best tips or the fanciest software. They're the ones who show up every day, make their trades according to their plan, take their profits, cut their losses, and let the math do its thing. They're the ones who can sit through months where nothing exciting happens because they understand what's building beneath the surface. So if you're sitting there with $1,000 or $10,000 or $100,000, wondering if you can really build something meaningful in the markets, the answer is absolutely yes. But not the way you've been thinking about it, not by looking for shortcuts or trying to get rich by next Tuesday. You do it by understanding that every dollar you grow today is a dollar that can help you grow more dollars tomorrow, and those dollars will help you grow even more the day after that. That's how you get from 1,000 to millions, not by magic, not by luck, by respecting the most powerful force in finance and having the patience to let it work.